funny is you can probably hear Jake stomping through the house while
I thought that was just me.
This is way too serious for us. I like it though. We made it to a different part of the song. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Old Gray Bricks. It's good to see you guys this evening. And guys and ladies, already got a few folks in the chat room. And we almost got a full house right now. I got a great group of folks hanging out with us. Xavier is in the chat. Hey, hi, hello. How are you? It's good to see everybody. Cosbricks is here. Yes, it is a rave party. We're all raving at our. We all have beards. Do we all have beards? No, Martin doesn't have a beard.
Boo.
Jeff Van Winden doesn't have a beard. Van Winden, can I just say that you made that attempt and we wanted you to keep it and you got rid of it. So
Oh, the beard. Yeah, sorry.
Wait, sorry.
Yeah.
No, so we should have a Canadian apology counter. Bing! It comes up one little maple leaf that starts the screen.
And now we need a story. We need a story screen.
Oh, wait. I may have one of those. No, I have this. No budget. I don't have a story. That can be changed though. Anyway, welcome to the show. Glad you guys are here. Battery powered bricks. You're not late. You're right on time. And Matt, we've had like 30 minutes of really fun conversation that I wish was online, but it's always the pre-show that's so much funny. Brett Hoopa in the house.
Hoopa.
What's up, Hoopa? So I'm gonna start inviting y'all like 5 minutes before the stream, and then we can talk. Hope everybody's doing well. Glad you're here. Our friend Mr. Sandlin is not going to make it. He's experiencing the ragweed, and I am going to be experiencing the ragweed soon because it's that time of year where you find watermelon next to the pumpkins in your Walmart. So that's the time of year it is here in Georgia. So let's go around the room. Let's start out with Mr. Jeff. Jeff, how are you today?
I'm good.
Well, good. That's good. Did Captain Xavier? Did you not get it? Will you send him an invite? He should have got an invite. You did it for me, Jeff. Do you mind? Thanks. Everything else going okay in your world?
Yep.
Okay. Good deal. This show's going to be ending early tonight, so.
And that's the show.
Welcome everybody. All right, Paul, what's going on, man?
Not much. No. I am just, as always, sorting my Lego, and I found out for the Republic Cruiser, I'm only missing like 4 or 5 parts, so eventually I'll be ordering that, and I can actually build it. I still haven't decided if I'm going to go live on TikTok or do a time lapse on it. So
Do both.
No. I don't like how it looks when I do both. I've tried it; it failed miserably.
Okay, good to know.
But yeah, I mean, I'm like hopefully like this close to having my store up and running for Brickling.com, and that's all that's really going on. Oh, and I got this guy just the other day. He's missing an arm.
He's missing an arm though.
Yeah, I just need one more of these, and I can have him complete. But he's a cool little guy. I miss having these. I used to have a whole bunch of them a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So
yeah, those were pretty cool little robots.
I'll have to find that little shoulder piece. So
what are they from? I'm not familiar with it.
They're from Nexo.
It's this guy right here.
Oh, that's an Exo thing?
Yeah, it was a. Yeah, they made a whole series of different ones of those. There's that's the Archer, which is the one I have. They made.
There's a chef.
There's a chef. There's a knight. There's an archer, which is the one I've got. There's a king, and there's one more. I think it's a wizard. It could be wrong.
Well, there wasn't a wizard bot, but there was multiple bots for every faction or for every color, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, and this is just from what I just recently looked up. So, but yeah, it looks like really cool. I mean, Next to Night's not like the most popular thing, but they have some really cool features, and I do like them.
Yes,
and Moto! Hi, Moto!
Hey, Moto.
2 Nexo sets, and neither one of them.
Guardians? I think so. I could be wrong. I don't know.
It was from a Nexo. It was from a Forest Guardian type episode.
Okay.
It was a very, very Robin Hood style scenario. But yes,
Oh, you got your angle calculator. That's cool.
Your tool.
This is a 3D printed one. A friend of mine made this for me. His name's Plastic Jedi on TikTok and Instagram. So
nice.
he's gonna hopefully be selling these pretty soon. Yeah, I love this thing.
Hello, Brian Anderson. How are you? How are
I
you?
won't take mine out of the package.
But thanks for having me on the screen. I appreciate it.
Yeah, good. You're center square tonight. That's pretty cool. You're Paul in. You have to make sarcastic and all slightly innuendo-ish comments all through the day. So, all right, Captain Xavier, what you doing? How are you, sir? Welcome. I'm sorry, I don't know why my copy and paste didn't catch you, but
Yeah,
that's the way of it.
whatever. I am in the process of upgrading my big castle for BrickCon. After building the 90th anniversary castles, I decided that my castle was undetailed and boring looking and needed upgrades. So I'm taking wall sections that look like this, with studs on the top and arched windows, and making them look like that.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
No more studs on the top and windows and an actual functioning reticulation.
Hey. Don't do that. They'll go blind. Anyway.
Uh-huh. That's about it. That's what I'm doing.
Cool. Good to have
I
you here.
severely underestimated the number of parts I was going to need, so someone on Bricklink is going to get more of my money.
That sounds like a basic AFO problem.
Yes, that is correct. Yes.
I think Jeff Winden cornered the market on light gray bricks heading into his.
Yeah, I need the weird ones. I don't need regular bulk brick. I got plenty of that. It's the interesting stuff.
Yep. I will have my store up and running soon, I promise, and you'll probably just buy a whole bunch for me.
Hooray! Let me know. I would happily patronize one of you over some stranger.
Awesome.
So let me ask you, does anybody else do this? Does anybody else have, when you go to Bricklink and you pull up your Bricklink page and you're logged in, do you have like 12 or 13 carts that you put stuff in and then let sit there? And then you go and you look and none of them, all of them are in the red and you've got to go, what was in that one? And go look. And like the thing you wanted is sold out. So you delete that one. So I'll keep doing that and I'll keep doing it and I'll keep doing it. And then, I'll just finally go, I'm not buying this crap. And then start over, going after that one part and then filling up $80 in the store. Anyway. I'm at 13. How many? Who wants to admit how many you have? Last time you checked.
Last time I think it was max of 5. So you got
4.
You need help.
No, I don't have cards, but I have a lot of wish lists.
0.
Yeah, wish lists for sure.
Okay.
Or
Who else is like me that has one wanted list? Just like this massive wanted list, and with everything on it, or do you have segmented wanted lists?
Oh, it's segmented.
I've got one for each of my ships of the line. I've got one for castle. I've got one for
I break it down by set if I'm restoring sets. So
Yeah, there you go.
But I do always have the default, which is just I'd like to have this. I'm going to throw it on there if somebody just actually happens to have it. But then I have a separate wanted that is stuff I'm actively seeking. And then I have like smatterings of whatever it is I'm building and have parted stuff out. But that wanted one, which usually has a tilde so I can see it quickly and it's always at the top, is where I'll throw the things that I'm most focused looking for, even if they fall on other lists, just so I can uncheck all of them and just check the one I'm really, really looking for. So it gives me the breakdown of what I'm looking for.
Nice.
Hope Castle has 4. He's the most right now.
Thank you for my TED Talk.
My vault is filled with printed tiles and bricks that I might want someday, so that if I am buying a specific part from a store, I'll click on their printed tiles and just scroll through, and anything that's on that default list gets a little heart symbol. And then I decide, well, am I going to toss it in the cart if I'm actually going to order from the store? But like Dana, by default is kind of like a wish list, not a specific shopping list.
Yep.
And I also have probably like 6 shopping lists, which I forget to update. So after I buy stuff, so I usually make a list if I'm going to buy something immediately for a particular project. make one that I just call the now list. And the now list is things I'm going to buy in the next 24 hours because I have to have them for a project. And then I'll usually make carts and I'll see, what's the best deal for shipping and how can I get all the parts I want without paying from the leg and having to wait for them to come from Europe. So, and then I'll go through and delete everything out of the now list so that it's empty for the next time I need to make a now list.
That's more complicated than me having like one big list with like 50,000 parts on it. So.
Well, one time I went to Burkina and I just started filling a cart with everything like 60% off, and it had $600-700 worth of items, which there was no way I was going to buy all that. But it was just kind of fun. But then you'd come back 2 days later, and 50 things would have dropped off the list because someone bought them, or so I had
You mean Meredith bought them?
probably. So finally, I was just like, delete list. All the things I clicked over, they're all gone.
Yeah, but isn't that funny when you delete that list? You're like, I sat here for 30 minutes filling that list, and it's like, what am I doing with my life? I don't.
Well, it's kind of like when you buy the lottery.
Hey, let us not question why we do the things we do for Lego. 'Cause then
No.
that's a slippery slope.
It's like when you buy a lottery ticket and you sit there and you're like, well, what if I won the lottery? And that's kind of what Burkina is, and I'm tossing stuff in there. I'm like, let's imagine there were no limits on spending. What would I buy? And click, 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 click. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, I did not win the lottery. Delete list.
Hilarious. All right, Martin. Let's go to Martin. Martin, what's up? How many lists in Bricklink do you have?
I just deleted them, so I had over 100. I just deleted them and my carts. I just kind of clean slate. They're all sitting there. I'm not using them. I don't need them. I'll start all over. But I am putting Meredith a run for her money for her Burkina or whoever it is from Germany. They ship quicker than anyone else in America.
Yeah,
normally.
They do.
It's 4 days. It's nuts. Yeah, but I am sitting here. I've just come back from Brick Slopes. So I see Moto there. I don't know how many people have been to Brick Slopes, but I just attended Brick Slopes for the first time ever as a non-exhibitor. I'm going to move these.
So you didn't take
Are
anything
you
with
able to hear me?
Yes, we can. You didn't take anything with you.
There we go.
You were just celebrity again.
Hang on
Can
a
you
second.
hear us?
Amateur hour. There we go. Now can you hear me?
Okay.
Yes.
What?
Sorry.
So you didn't take anything to display?
No, I didn't take anything. It's the first time I've done that, and turned up it ran from Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday.
That was
And-
very Aubrey of you.
Yeah, but it was a really interesting experience. I did it for half a day in Virginia just because I was in town. But this was purposeful, and it was a really good show. There is, and we can talk about it later if you want to. But okay, I have two things. You'll never go to a Lego show and get more free stuff, which is free stuff because you've paid for it and then some. Then Brick Slope, like Rudy Otley.
Right.
It's incredibly stupid. 2 hours of closing ceremonies where everyone's getting stuff. Wow. It's crazy. So I've had to ship a box home.
What?
They're just giving stuff. Just like, here's some Lego.
Right, hit the wrong button.
Yeah. And then Mark and Stephen with the keynote speakers out there. So they were invited to do the keynote speech on Friday night.
Never heard of them. Never heard of them.
Yeah. So I wanted to go see them and listen to them, and so it's really good. So much swag says Moto. Very good.
Cool.
Very cool.
So is it because it's Utah and a religious thing they don't go on Sunday, or what's up with that?
Well, I think they gauge it based on what people do. So they open up Thursday Thursday AFOL time, Friday morning AFOLs. I haven't done this a whole lot, I don't think. Then Friday afternoon they open up to the public, and then about 3 o'clock when the schools get out, it was jam packed, but they're open until 7 o'clock, 7:30 at night. And then Saturday it was 10 o'clock till 7 o'clock again. So they probably have the same quantity of time there as a regular Brick World or Virginia, but the public at this event, they sold over 4,000 pre-sale tickets, which in Chicago only had 5,000 something public attendees on 2 days. This probably had more than Brick World Chicago there. So it was really impressive. Yeah.
That is impressive. Wow.
Oh wow. That's really cool. Moto says yes. Much of the state is closed on Sunday. I wondered if that was a factor. I mean, I found that fairly interesting. So
it seems strange, right, from our standpoint. But again, the quantity of time that people are there, like the hours has to be similar. Is how I feel about it, and they do a really good job of having lots of AFO events on during the public hours that you can go to. So if you don't like the public hours, there's a reason to be around people that you like and that you want to hang around with. So I was highly impressed with it.
How crowded was the floor space with all there?
So they only had half of the hall. I feel that they could have taken the whole hall, but apparently it's an extra 15 or 20 grand to have the other half of it. But it was jam-packed, crowded with public. Builds, there was a large quantity. Oh no, there was a good quantity of builds. It wasn't a large quantity of builds. The tables were all full, so that's where they could spread out a bit more, but they've got to pay for that and offset that cost for it. But there were some impressive builds. So Jake Sadovich, I got to see all his stuff. He's a master, and then Adam, who has all his castles and Viking stuff, but see that, which is brilliant as well. So those were definitely two good amounts of things that were played.
Hey, Martin, I'm going to interrupt you for just a second. Who's ever shifting their bricks, can you just mute yourself while Martin or anyone else is talking? It's great to hear you shift bricks, but I'd rather hear the guest talk. Thank you.
Probably me shifting the bricks.
Oh, well, there you go then.
It's not. Yeah. But it's an interesting one. You fly into Salt Lake City, but I've spoken about that Utah lug, and how good of people they are. And I will not back down from that. There's no better lug in the Lego community. They're coming pick you up at the airport. They'll make sure you're taken care of. They're just kind. And then there's so much free crap. But it's a registered Lego user group event. So they had Sina, who's a Lego ambassador from Denmark. She's there. I haven't seen anyone like that for a while at any of these conventions.
Wow.
But yeah, so it's on my bucket list. Not on my bucket list. It's on my to-do list next year. So I will be going, and I will figure out a way to get builds there. And when I look at it for the last 2 years, it's a show that I've attempted to go to more than a Brick World or Virginia or even Alabama. I tried to get there last year, but the door fell off my plane, so I didn't go. But I went the day later, and they gave me a mini con. Brett had a Brett con, so they just took care of you. But yeah, it's a long way for us folks here in the South. But it's gorgeous. Oh my gosh, all the hills, it's lovely.
all right. And you may have answered that. I was looking. I'm trying to build at the same time. So, what was it like not displaying? I mean, was it you had more time for people? Were you more rested, less rested?
No more rested.
Really?
Exhausted on Saturday, exhausted on Sunday. So, I hung out with my friend Jean. So, and she's over on Instagram. So we hung out a lot. So she was there. And then a guy called Luke from Instagram, got to know him a bit more, and then Aubrey. And then veteran Lego dad, which is Roger. So we all kind of hung out a little bit. So that there were less people that I knew, but a lot of people that knew me. So I spent a lot of time talking to people, and so that's emotionally engaging. But found time to do a few things, extracurricular activities that kind of wear you out. But It was just I think. As a builder, having never done that, it allows me to think, okay, how can I do better at what I do at the show in terms of builds and communication? And, I spent a lot of time just standing, looking at builds and thinking, okay, little things that I can take to add into what I've got. And then actually there's a vendor there that I got to know, Tricked Out Bricks. I shared a reel. They do display cases. Not a plug. It's not paid. I just spoke to them and I like them an awful lot. I bought my own stuff. They tried to give me free product, but I bought my own stuff. So I had these cases. So I bought this and I've got another one that's on the way. And he's a local Utah person and he's got all these cases, which I think a lot of people use Wicked Bricks. And he's local. I think his stuff's cheaper, but it's really good. So he is working on, I've got to get him dimensions, like building cases for some of my bigger builds. Just out of whatever it is that he uses. So that was cool. So I spent a lot of time networking that way as well. But it was as exhausting as it was setting up for the A-fold.
Martin, what was his what was that company name again?
I think it's Tricked Out Bricks. I need to have it. It'll be on my Instagram. I shared a reel with some minifigures in there. But this guy there you are, Gene. Hey, Gene. Gene, if maybe you can put that in there, what it is in the chat. in 2 weeks, the whole setup that he had was all there. Like he just turnkey to, he owned some other business. And I got home last night and put this together, and it's got all this clear film on it that you have to take off to protect it. So I sent him a message and said, here's the opportunity you have. Figure out a way to put pull tabs. Within 30 minutes, he responded and showed me. He's like, this is the solution right now, duct tape. He says, and we'll put tabs on in the next week on everything. So I'm like, oh my God, he's listening really good. But that's affordable, cheap. Yeah, but it was enjoyable to do it my way. I rolled into Virginia to go to the yard sale. I was working up that way, and I was talking with Abner. So you get a bit more time with Abner Finley, and he's like, "Come to the dark side. Don't bring anything." And, I don't think so, but I will. I think I will purposely try to do that at some of these shows, to get to shows that I normally wouldn't go to because I feel like I should bring a build. And, I was stressing for weeks, like, should I bring something? Should I not? And I'm glad I didn't. But it's a good recharge, and that's a time that you can get to chat to people, right, and talk to people.
Is that why you went and dove in a muddy pond? Is that why?
Yeah, so that was what. You know what? So in Chicago, so this is the last few shows are the first ones that I've ever done without kids. So that was Aubrey and Cody. They're like, let's go to medieval times in Chicago. Get off site like you guys went to the movies. Mm-hmm. And then this time it's like, well, I'll choose something to do. This looks fun. It's free. There's a reason it was free. It's because you were cold and muddy and you lost the clothes that you were wearing. So, which was a nice fun thing to do. And I still have dirt in my ear, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it was a fun experience. Enjoying Lego in another way.
That's cool. That's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks fun. I've always wondered, would it be fun? Because I will say one of the best experiences at Chicago was the 6 whatever of us that went to go see Lightyear and doing that together and that kind of a shared thing and enjoying that movie with people who enjoyed that movie for the space of it and the thing and we were all doing it at certain points in the thing and that was a cool experience. So those side gigs are fun. You don't want to miss the bricks and people in the convention. That's a group of folks you don't get to physically hang around as much, and so that's a lot of fun. So
yeah. I would say that us going to see Lightyear was probably, even though it wasn't at the convention, it was probably one of the highlights of the weekend for sure.
It wasn't as good as laser tag in Texas.
Well, I didn't get to play laser tag in Texas.
I'm in Texas. Yeah, let's do that.
We didn't play laser tag in Texas either. We played virtual reality, but yeah, that was a good.
It felt like you're right. It was.
It felt like laser tag. Yeah.
Well, Julian was playing laser tag. Y'all just didn't know it.
Julian was MVP of zombie slaying that day. That's all I gotta say.
I didn't even get first place, but the zombies ran from me.
I don't know what this means, but is that why you ended up in a muddy hole? Is because you planned a social event?
I think I'm going to guess on that one that they didn't enjoy it as much as they probably did medieval times, and that's probably why don't let Martin pick the social event.
Yeah, I think that's correct. So probably so, but everyone had smiling faces for a moment.
I did a Spartan race once, and I was still having sand and muck and mud coming out of my ears and my hair for like days, and I showered at least 3 times, and I was still getting mud. So, yeah, you are an evil man for making them.
It was fun. It's Brandon for Brick Slopes. We wore our Brick Slope shirt. We social media, we tagged it, and
social media pictures looked fantastic. You guys were on brand. It looked like it was fun. I almost had a little bit of FOMO, thinking, "Oh, I wish I was there," but then I was like, "Oh no, I've done that. No, I don't want to do that."
I had no FOMO at that moment. I was okay. I was totally okay.
Yeah. But it did look like you guys were having a good time, though. That's what's important.
And Mark and Steve were keynote speakers, and they Mark and Stephen were classy. They gave a keynote, and it was about where I'm pretty sure Beyond the Brick will put the video out. It's like where have we come from, how have we got here, and they started off with, hey, most of you guys out here know us as Mark and Stephen who won the Masters, but let us tell you about everyone else. And they put some people up on the screen and some people's names and talked about them and the influence they had. And one of those people was in here, which is the Zoom up there, which is Chris Giddens. And they put you up there and just chatted about you and said what an influence you'd been on their lives.
I owe money now. Doggone it.
Sorry, it wasn't. It was Miami Monday. I got it confused. I'm so sorry. It was not Chris.
That's really cool. you told me about that. I think Ken Marlowe Bricks, I believe he sent me a message about that too, or somebody did, to say that they had mentioned me in that. And that's very, very nice of them. Those are good boys. So be interested in this. I'd love to see that so I can offer 10 minutes of rebuttal if whatever they said. So.
Yeah, I don't think you need to, but I'm sure it will be on Beyond the Bricks video.
Probably so. We're hoping to get Beyond the Bricks down here for Atlanta Brick Convention. That would be really, really cool.
Yeah, so I was talking to them about that, and hopefully Nick sees this. We need a website that has hotel block bookings on there and A4 registration. Without that, people aren't coming down.
Yeah.
So that's an urgency. Get that in, and we're good to go. Because there's a website sitting there, but they're planning on coming down, but they're like, not them, but some other people are like, well, unless we see this, we're not planning on it.
That's good to know. We need to get that information to them.
Yeah.
Speaking of somebody who needs to come down for that from Canada, the other Jeff. How are you, Jeff?
Another award.
You're muted, by the way. Yeah. Should we talk for him? How's it going, eh? I gotta hit this button, eh? Oh, my frozen, eh?
Pick up some creamies away.
Look at my mouse, eh?
Yeah, no, that didn't work the way it should have worked. I
Go
control
ahead,
D.
say it.
Sorry. Control D unmutes, but if you have it on stream on the other program, it does something different. Anyway, hi. So you want me to come down? Really? You want me
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Another state needs to scratch my face up? Is that it? Or
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Make sure there's cushion.
You've been to the state before, though.
yes, I have. Actually.
Jeff, we need to overpay for breakfast in a breakfast diner in a hotel diner again. That's what we need to do.
Oh, this is true. It's in my brain. I would like to do it again. But I the one moving Lego bricks earlier? My sister's claiming I was. I was building, but I wasn't moving them around a lot. But anyway, so yeah, I've been. Someone showed this off earlier pre-stream, and I was like, "Oh, I haven't actually built one of my copies yet." So I decided to build it because I really want to build something else, but I don't want to finish building it because then I won't have a castle to build, or a bouncy castle to build, as we were saying in the last Monday stream. But
Yes.
so yeah, that's on my list. But I figured I'd get this one at least built, which took me the better part of 27 minutes. Because I think I started just as the stream started. But I did tell someone to get off my lawn this week, though.
Ooh.
Technically last week, but
They're gonna revoke your Canadian citizenship, man.
I have a security camera that I installed a few months back, and some lady was walking her big, gigantic white dog on down the street, and this dog and her walked up onto my property, basically 3 feet from my door, and her dog did her business 5 days in a row, and she picked it up. So I wasn't like pissed off at that. It was more just why are you that close to my house? So I happened to be home one day when she actually came up, and as her dog was sniffing around, I opened the door and said, "Can I help you?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm just letting my dog do his thing." And I'm like, "Oh, that's great, and thanks for picking it up, but can you maybe do it on the street?" And then I was like, "So I guess what I'm saying is get off my lawn?"
I'm proud of you, Jeff.
Still said it nicely though, which is just
Yeah.
You were still nice about it.
The new Canadian man goes on rampage.
Yes. I haven't seen her since, at least not on my security camera, so that's good.
I think the lead story on CBC.
I did
dogs, Jeff. Big white dogs.
big white fluffy dog. The dog was bigger than her. I think that was the problem. The dog was just telling her where to go.
That sounded like some serious floof.
Yeah. I did go to one of my local Lego stores, or hour and a half away Lego stores, and as I was buying a few items, I bought the Ironmonger, the Iron Man 2 set with the mech. I can't remember what it's actually called. Ironmonger, is that right? Anyway,
Ironmonger, yeah.
Yeah, so I bought that set because it was they were clearancing it. It was like 10% off, but for Lego stores, I guess that's clearance. And when I got up to the cash, I saw like a pack of these sitting there, and I'm like, so I grabbed it, and there was only one of them on that rack. There was another one that had other figures in it, but they weren't castle figs. And the guy's like, "Oh, there's actually a couple more at the other cache right next door, or right beside." So I'm like, "Oh, okay." I grabbed them, and we started talking, and I'm like, I've been trying to get these, and like the torsos at least, because they're fucking torsos, and I haven't been able to. Every time I go, there was none in the rack, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we keep them in the back because otherwise they're all gone." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." And so I'm like, I really hope to get just more of the torsos and stuff. And he's like, "Well, let me take the third pack you bought and bring it to the back room, and I'll just change it out for the torsos." So I'm like,
And
yes.
that's how we do it down here, Jeff.
You got a Dana deal.
I got a Dana deal, but I also already own another 16 or 17 of them because there was a store that had a minimum purchase of $50, and he had like 20 or 30 of the torsos, and they were like $3 a piece. So I had FOMO. I was worried I wouldn't get it, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to spend $50, and I already bought a few of the torsos, but now I've got a good sized little army that I now have to put feet on and heads and armor and all that stuff. But
Nice.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I was happy to at least get it. So, so yeah, I was happy about that. But that's about it. At some point, I'm going to start building this, and I have the same scenario as others. I don't know if I want to stream building this. I haven't streamed in a very long time, and I'm pretty sure it would take more than one stream. Or just sit around and do it by myself. Wait, that didn't sound right. But sit around and build it myself.
Don't you stream every Wednesday?
I do, but I'm not gonna. I don't have time to build on Wednesday.
Don't cross the street.
What I'm saying is that you stated that you haven't streamed in a while.
I haven't done a build stream in a very long time. How about that?
No.
Yeah. So, but
Don't get unliteral with Jeff. Just saying.
He will give it back to you quickly.
So, but other than that, that pretty much updates my week, I guess. And yeah, school starts next week for our kids, so that's the next big thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't build. I'm trying to build this, and I'm building the thing, and I've left this part out. How do I leave this out of the build? Because I can't pay attention, and anyway.
Building and streaming is not for the average builder.
I don't have my bricks here. My bricks are over here, so I'm not.
You gotta have the right setup. VW has the right setup, so he can talk and you can see what he's doing at the same time, and he can actually look at the screen and see what he's doing at the same time. It's helpful.
Dementia and Alzheimer's kick in kind of early with some folks, so
It does.
That's true too. It has been very humid down here, so and all that entails.
I am, yes. I'm old enough to go to that doctor's appointment now with the glove snap. So I get it.
Jack, you got just one finger in there, the whole
Moon River. If you know, you know.
Matthew
Julian, what's going on, Julian? We haven't talked to Julian in a long time. How you doing, Julian?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? How you doing?
Are you Julian?
I'm sorry, that's Brick Smith. It's on the first freaking step. Dadgummit.
So I'm picking up a brick haul for our brick jams from Tallahassee here locally because I didn't go anywhere, and I don't see anything newer than 1979.
Nice.
That's kind of neat.
Oh, it's a Bon Jovi album in there. That's cool.
Yeah, man. All right. Just getting these shelves up, just straightening up the shelves, trying to make it look pretty. Just finished the DeLorean. Working on the paint castle. There you go.
Yeah. Hey, your background, your shelving and stuff like that is an amazing improvement behind you. It looks great.
Thank you. My buddy Matt, the IT guy, helped me with those. Somebody said something about the Scrooge.
Oh, that's cool.
Animal Crossing, and then I built it. I found it on the internet. Stole it from somebody
amazing.
else. Yeah.
I love it.
So, Dana, when are you going to come and help us put shelves up in our rooms?
That's a
Because
go.
you're in IT, right?
Oh, wait,
Wrong
wait,
IT
bring
guy.
that back. Bring that back. Flip it over. Flip it. Go back and forth. It's an animated character. Look at that. Look at that. Keep going.
See what you did there. So yeah, just putzing around, just doing me.
Okay, I'm supposed to have a second or third person to help with the chat. I actually have 4 people qualified.
I think he's actually talking about me doing the castle build chat.
But the problem is that we're used to having Mark, who doesn't talk as much, who normally handles the chat messages. So, yeah, we normally have a good fill-in for Chris when he's gone. We don't have a good fill-in for Mark when he's gone.
That's true. That's true.
Just out of curiosity, what does Chris really do?
Nothing. I don't do anything.
Okay.
Chris is the face of old.
Yeah.
And that's
Great
how
break.
bad this show is.
Nice.
Good to see you, man.
Oh yeah, there's one more thing.
Oh, whoa.
Yep.
I 10-4'd you.
Great.
Hang on, let me go back.
Nice.
Ooh. Yep.
That's cool.
Get down to that. They have hair, or they have
Moonlander.
faces. See.
Moonlander torso.
Mm-hmm. Such cool pieces.
Smells like tuna.
Does it taste like fish?
That's what she said. All right.
I don't know what that means.
What?
You see, Chris.
Yeah. Probably that's exactly Jeff Nagley. That is exactly what I've just been informed that I am Captain Dunsel for all of y'all who know what Star Trek is and have heard that term. Yes, I'm Captain Dunsel. Thank you very much.
Chris needs a red shirt.
I do a red shirt. I got Gachimon on today. This is Battle of the Planet.
Star Trek season 3 of Lower Decks happened. I don't know if anybody else is watching that.
Oh, I need to download that one.
Haven't I hear that Cochrane shows up in it, which is amazing.
Because the actual actor voice acted, and it was a real treat, actually.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's super cool. All right, let's see, Matt. And we haven't been to Matt yet. Matt, how are you today?
So, the good news is that the project I'm not allowed to show you has been turned in. The bad news is that I can't show it to you yet until Lego releases pictures. But the good news is that now I can stuff that I can show you.
That's cool.
Can you even mention what the thing is?
It's a thing that has a lot of green on it.
Okay.
Calling it the Garden Explorer.
Ooh.
So the one thing
I'm sorry.
the one thing that I will say is that I have a lot more respect. Not that I disrespected what Ant Bandit does, but taking pictures of Lego builds is hard. Taking pictures of Lego builds outside is harder. And I went on Saturday. I went to a local park and tried to take pictures of my Lego build, and I think I only liked 4 of the pictures that I took in an hour. And so the next morning, Sunday morning, I got up and I went out and took my Lego build and I put it in my flower bed in the front of the yard. And I got a few pictures that I didn't hate. And then I came in the house, and one of the requests was that we have a picture of us holding the thing. And I realized that every wall surface of my house has background clutter. So I went and hung the Lego flag that I have off the shelf so that I had at least a Lego themed background for a photograph. And yeah, taking pictures of stuff, like you take the picture and then you look at it later and you're like, oh, that one thing was twisted and it's off center and it's not the way it's supposed to look. And you're like, they can probably like fix that in Photoshop somehow. I don't know. But so yes, the whole stop motion thing, I can't imagine, doing a bunch of stuff and then realizing, I know he's mentioned this before, like, oh, there's a piece of hair in the picture that you have to go clean out. And I will say that I need to do what Dana does, which is make myself a white box for taking pictures of stuff.
Matthew, it doesn't matter if you have a white box.
Yeah.
I literally can't. It's a miracle if I take a photograph that there isn't hair on my Lego.
Well, you do have 5 cats.
I do have 5 cats though, so there is that.
Yeah, taking pictures of anything Lego or like action figure related, you have to be insane or really dedicated to the craft to stick with it. Like, I've talked to Torah Nerd about it 100 times. I'm like, you think you have the perfect shot 100 times, and then it turns out you don't. Like,
yeah.
Oh no! So you gotta go with the philosophy of you just take 100 pictures and you'll hope for one.
Yes,
and that's like shooting high.
Yeah,
it was. It was something else. It was. I thought, oh, I'm just gonna take a few pictures, and then I'll send them to Lego, and I spent 4 hours taking pictures all across 2 days. And even then, didn't like them. I only liked a small number of them. I sent more, just they can do what they want to with them. It's their business. But and things that I can show you, I bought this set a while ago, and I'm flipping the minifigs and hoping to basically pay for the parts. But I didn't put the stickers on, mostly because this is going to get parted out. But I'm not a huge mech guy, but I just want to say that I admire the like 80s shoulder pads. It feels very Designing Women with these very prominent.
Is that Julia Sugar Mech? Is that what that was?
I guess. And then I didn't realize that, first of all, it comes with this glowy heart thing, which, he presses button on the back. But also he has the exploding heart. Are you ready? Boop. There you go. Now he's heartless.
Nice.
I guess that's when he goes, I'm dead. He falls over. But they also have these like cool trans, what are we calling this?
Opalescence, yes.
Opalescence radar dishes. I do think the bottom of this is clunky as all get out. I mean, You've got kind of cool mech, and then they're like, oh, let's put boat skis on his feet so he stands up and doesn't topple over. It's like, it's pretty hideous looking. So negative on the design element for that. And then
technically, Matthew, that is not a mech, that is a sentient being.
I'm sorry, I'm assuming you were pushing your glasses up when you said that. But
oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. Don't worry about it.
So now done with the thing I had to do for Lego, I'm really excited about taking this Grimwald 12 Grimwald set, and I want to turn it into like a row of buildings for my modular layout. But I'm thinking I'll have the darker versions in set. So I bought a second set, and I sold the figs for both of these sets so that I was basically just buying the parts. And I've kind of toyed with the idea of making it one story taller or making it wider, but I think I'm leaning towards just making it wider at this point. But well, that's fun.
Is that for ease, or is that just you think
what's that?
Better? Is that for ease of build, or do you think that'll just because it looks better?
Well, the current height matches up quite well with existing modulars. So if I make it one story taller, it'll actually end up being taller than a lot of the other modulars on the shelf. Celestial house shoes. And the other thing that we got a couple of new parts on our local Bricklink wall. So I got these sand blue 1x1 squares, and I got a whole tall tub.
You're never going to use all those.
and we have light aqua 1x1 rounds, and I got half a cup of that. And then I didn't get as many as Mr. Giddens, but I got half a cup of the quarter round. I don't know what we're calling this, but the raised quarter round brick or whatever. So
I like
cool
that.
parts.
Those are fine.
Some cool parts. As usual, after I had gotten stuff, I realized that I should have gotten more of something else and less of something. And they had transclear headlight bricks, of which I probably got 50. And then I was kicking myself, and I said, well, why didn't you get 150? But that always happens. So,
oh, they have those again?
No,
they had them, and they're gone now. But
Yeah.
somebody, I mean, I suspect it was somebody from Alabama, but
I do too.
Every
when in
store in
doubt,
Northeast. But Georgia, I'm coming for you tomorrow. I'm home for a week, and I intend to go to Atlanta Brick Co in the morning. And then,
okay, I need to go there first thing in the morning before he gets there. No.
What parts of Atlanta are you going to be in?
everywhere there's a Lego store. I intend to make a quick circle before school pick up at 3 o'clock. I've got an interview at 4 o'clock. I've got to do online one. So yeah.
Gotcha.
Martin, I know you're coming tomorrow, but a little bird told me that there will be new BAM parts on Wednesday.
Oh, it's a shame he'll be back home on Wednesday.
No, yeah. I'll come on Wednesday. Thank you. Tomorrow I will not be there. I will come on Wednesday. Equally, I'm at home all week. So thank you for letting me know that, Dana. Thank you. And Not mad.
Dana, that's your own fault. I'm just going to say.
Well, no. That might mean that I actually get to see Martin because maybe we'll both show up at the Lego store at the same time.
Do it. Yeah. Lunch at Lego
Camp
store.
out at the Lego store. Do you know which store? Was it Sugarloaf or North Point?
My information came from North Point.
See you there.
Further drive.
If you need some, there's the guy that has plenty.
I may request a small exchange. If there's some part you need, like say, sand blue by one.
I don't know if you know this, Matthew, but the reason that Hope Castle, who is Reed from Colorado, if you remember the big translucent castle at Brickworld, that is Reed. That is Hope Castle.
So Hope Castle, were you the one that did? There were two castles, and one of them when they did the lights, and Dana brought around his.
Oh no! Are you talking about the coral one?
Yeah, was that him?
No, that's not him. That was actually the guy who actually won Brickmaster.
Okay,
that was one of his builds.
Okay,
I think his name is Tim. I think is his name.
That's cool.
So one of the things we're talking about doing maybe this Thursday is talking a little bit about lighting, and it was a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll talk about this on Thursday, but Dana brought around his blacklight and just looking at certain Lego builds, and a few of them really transformed with blacklight. And that castle in particular that had the coral in it, it really fluoresced and looked really cool under the blacklight. So
it did.
Yep. Good deal.
Oh,
Good deal.
and then this is Miami Monday, so this is my new Miami hat. And a friend of mine had a big birthday party and reserved a theater room for us to go watch the Top Gun Maverick, and she requested that we come in 80s attire. And I don't really have a lot of 80s attire, but I do have my Miami Vice hat. So this is my my pink flamingo in very Miami colors. So this was my 80s attire for this event. So it was fun.
Nice. But you wore it flat brimmed, not curved like in the 80s. So -2 points.
Yeah. I one of these days I'm going to actually try to curve them. I've been watching a few YouTube videos, and you have to use steam and you like wrap them around like a large container or something. But I'm nervous about what if it goes horribly awry and my hat ends up looking like an upside down.
Well, sorry to interrupt, but do you not just take it, squeeze it, stick it in the exhaust of your truck, and rev the engine, and then you've seen it and it's turned, and you've got wear marks on it?
If I had a truck, but
yeah,
and Bob's your uncle.
Yes, Bob's your uncle.
Sure.
Sorry to interrupt.
Good night, Julian.
Good night, guys.
See you, buddy.
Thanks for having me. Bye,
You're
guys.
always welcome, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not paying attention anymore.
Do what?
I'm not.
Xavier, while I have the mic, I think that you've opened a restaurant down the street from us. It's called Captain's Boil, and it has a picture of like this guy with a big bushy beard and a pirate hat. And it's a low country boil restaurant where you can pick out what you want in your low country boil. But the image of it kind of reminds me of you if you were wearing a pirate hat. So is it true? Are you affiliated with Captain's Boil at all? Is this part of your, is this a side venture?
Who, me?
No, Captain Xavier.
No, Captain Xavier.
Oh.
Because it's called Captain Xavier's Low Country Boil. You forgot to preface that it was Captain Xavier's.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
Sometimes you think
I
that
can
Matthew...
neither confirm nor deny any affiliation with Boyles.
Yes.
Unless your code name is Lance.
If you come to
Hey, that's my joke.
If I'm going to be the Robin Williams of this group, I get to steal your jokes.
Captain, if you make it to Atlanta, I will take you. There it is. The Captain's Boil. Look, doesn't that look like Xavier right there?
It does.
A little bit. You need an eye patch, though, buddy.
What?
Yeah.
I do have an eye patch and a pirate hat. I was a pirate for many years. I was genuinely the mascot of my high school, the Prairie Pirates.
If you come to Atlanta BrickCon in February, I will personally take you to that restaurant, and I want you to bring your eye patch. And I want you to pretend like you own the place and you want like extra shrimp thrown in yours.
Just whisper it to Mater D. Hey, I'm from corporate.
I am the captain.
Go for
That's right,
undercover
and
boss, but really, really not undercover.
So
Yeah.
my aunt married this a gentleman, an Italian guy whose last name was Fusco, and they lived.
I know a Fusco.
Do you? They lived in San Diego, and they went up to San Francisco for a vacation weekend. And they go to a restaurant, and there was this big line at the restaurant. They'd heard lots of good things, and so he said, "I'm Frederick Fusco," and the guy's like, "Oh, yes, we'll serve you right away, Mr. Fusco." And they got like this great table instantly, and he was like, "Well, that's surprising. Like, why did we get seated right away?" Apparently, someone told him there's like some mafioso guy named Fusco in San Francisco, and so they just assumed that he was related. And so he got like the mafia guy's table.
That's even better. I love that.
Way to
That's
get
awesome.
whacked.
Yeah.
We need to get Captain Xavier and Jeff as Captain Schmitty and let y'all just go to that restaurant and do a bit.
Yeah.
And see how long it takes you to meet Cobb County Police or whatever county.
Where did this conversation go while I was going to the bathroom?
Take forever to get there.
We're still in the captain's boil. We're still.
Okay.
You
Yes.
leave my boils out of this.
Dana, you're your only hope to class this show up. So I'm sorry, it's not going to happen, audience. But go ahead.
I was going to say, if I'm your only hope, you are so screwed. just throwing that out there for you. So, first and foremost, you will notice the background looks a little different. I am still in my office. However, there is a futon that has taken place in here instead of the cat boxes, so that the cat boxes are my wife's office. The futon's in here. Her desk is going to go someplace else. There is way too many cats in this house, and that's just all I'm going to say. So, moving right along.
A big rock and a bag and a river will take care of it. Never mind. Go ahead.
Easy now.
What?
What? Easy. That's just rude.
That's Old South.
I know. I got to build this, which was fun.
Oh my god, I love that.
Which was cool.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's
It's
all right.
glory.
Very cool.
Very cool. Thank you to Matthew for hooking me up with the last shield and spear that I needed to complete this.
The
Spirit magic helmet?
$5 shield.
The $5 shield.
Spear and magic helmet.
But in classic Troubles Breaking fashion, I had to rebuild it in Nexonite colors.
Oh,
You're staring
like that.
children.
And
it looks great.
And I even made it so that it opens up, so you can get the backside, the inside. It's even got the little prison cell back over here too.
I feel
Nice.
dirty.
We got the gasp. I heard the gasp.
I love it.
And now
Can you connect the two of them back to back?
Well, now I need to. I got to ask this question: do I need to build like the blacksmith shop or the tower piece, or do I just build another castle to put on, or do I build the king's castle to add to it?
Yes, all
I
of that.
actually have
Yes.
a video going over all the various combinations. I did the math. There's about 6 million.
I'm gonna need some guidance on this as to whether I need to build a second one or build a king's castle. But I'm thinking the king's castle is gonna have to happen because
Yes.
there were little nuances between the knight's castle and the king's castle, which there are. And now this is interesting, and I'm gonna try and do this because Captain, you brought something up the other day or last episode, I think, or one or two, where you had taken the different years and you had connected them together in that way that they can open up and connect.
Yes.
Yep. And if I'm not mistaken, and I've got to rebuild my Knighton's castle because I do have the 4 tracks, and I think there's a library that literally all 3 of those Nexonite sets you can open up and they link together. So for everybody who says that Nexonite wasn't really castles, they literally did exactly what all the castle themes have done in Nexonites.
That's actually really cool.
So I'm going to do that. I got to rebuild that Knighton castle so I can show that to go along with the theme that you were doing, showing all the kits getting together, which is really kind of cool.
If they actually are modular like that, I would have a great deal more respect for Nexonites than I did 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, and they are, because I know that the Nexonite Fortrex opens up, and they even have in the catalog where it shows that you get this library thing that has it also can open up and it connects together. And I know the castle opens up, so they've got to all 3 fit together just like all the old classic castles.
They better. I mean, if they open up like that and don't connect, someone needs to get slapped.
Exactly, and I'm pretty sure they do. So I'm gonna have that for you guys on a later episode.
Excellent. I look forward to seeing that.
Along with all the pieces that came in to build the Nexonite Black Falcon Castle, I also got in pieces to do 3 more monochrome habitats.
Oh,
so this is an early preview. I released today on Instagram the light nougat, and then we've got the regular nougat, and then the bright yellowish green.
Oh, I love that.
So those are all
green one is
awesome.
trippy.
Are you really sure that's nougat, not medium nougat? I mean, come on.
Yes, I am positive. As a matter of fact, when I actually, because the yellowish green looks so much like lime, nougat lug. I'm actually going to post pictures when I do the yellowish green with lime and bright yellow, so that you can see that they actually why they're minute differences. I'm going to do the same thing with light nougat, and medium nougat, because yes, there is actually a dark nougat, which was only in like 3 sets in like the early 2000s.
I just want to say it's always good for things to spread for more action.
Yes. So that's going on. I think we talked about this last week. I did get the remainder of the Series 23. I found my dragon. Nice. I found my little knight check here and the snowman. I gotta say though, if you guys don't know this, and Intense, I'm sure that you do know this because you probably have gone through and already scooped up most of them everywhere. But the little knight girl, okay. Out of all, I mean, I've been collecting minifigures for quite some time, and usually you'll get like an extra one of these red bars. Like if it comes with the one for the ping, you'll get 2 in the bag, right?
Yeah.
And you normally will get like 1 or 2 accessories for a minifigure in a collectible minifigure bag. So you get 2 feathers, you get 2 red bars, and you get 2 gold swords.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, and the fact that she comes with this little chest armor thing, she's got the visor. I mean, as far as accessories that go in a minifigure, this has got the most accessories probably of any minifigure I've seen in a long time. So,
hey, Dana.
Yeah.
What is her actual torso underneath the armor? Is it printed at all, or is it just blank?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's
the same print. So yeah, you're getting basically 2 knights in one.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm gonna be when I get them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you get an extra horse head in case you want to do the Godfather?
Sadly, you don't get an extra horse head though. You don't get an extra horse head. But the fact that she comes with a newer style gray helmet, which we haven't seen since the last knight that was done in this color. So it's a fabulous figure. It's a fabulous figure. I gotta say that they did the Castle guys proud this time.
What stores carry the minifigs?
Kohl's, as Jeff McElwee was having an issue with wondering what it was I said when I said the word Kohl's with a K, HOLS.
Yeah, not Kohl's, COALS, because then you're crazy and you're wondering if you've gone mad or if you're having hearing problems.
Yes. I may have to make a trip to the nearest town and try to hunt down some minifigs because I need.
I mean, they do release on the 1st, so you only got a few more days until they're officially at the Lego store and Target and Walmart. You also might want to check if you got grocery stores that carry Lego, because my coveted Kroger on Saturday also had minifigures already released.
Really?
So I found minifigs in a gun shop in Texas. So you never know.
There's one of the people I chat with on Instagram. They said that there is a sporting goods store.
That's what it was. It was a sporting goods store.
Yeah, I was like, how does that happen?
I don't know. I picked up, I think, four good minifigs from the previous series when I was in Texas for Nerf stuff this year.
Yeah, that's so bizarre and strange and weird. So yeah. So
I walked into a train store and found a Mayfix Samurai Batman the other day.
You never know. My other fun find today when I was out, or not today, but on Saturday when I went to the Lego store, or Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday because I got the pet shop this weekend. I got that for $200 from a local Lego guy. And then when I went to go try and find the 3 figures at a separate Kohl's, I also I found a Wonder Woman set that was 25% off, and it was already open, but all the bags are in there. It's like, all right, cool. I'll buy it. I'll build it. So that's what I'm building.
Nice.
And that's all I got. For now.
Good deal.
I gotta go order parts. Run out of parts.
More parts?
More parts. I severely underestimated how many windows were in my castle.
Well, because if you're trying to, because if you're doing the 1x2 snot bricks with the cheese slope to make that opening, yeah, you go through some parts pretty quick.
Actually, that's not the way I'm doing. I'm doing it the same way it's done in the 90th anniversary, where it's 1x4 tile. I do have a section that uses the cheese wedge, but that's on the main gatehouse to create the cross.
Yes,
which looks really cool.
Yeah,
but for the walls, it needs to be an odd width. And the cheese wedge ones take up an even width.
Unless you go with a 1x.
A what now?
Maybe we're talking about different angles. Never mind.
Probably.
Martin, I got a question for you.
Yes. I'm playing here trying to do the whole photo thing as you guys are talking about it. I'm sitting here with a camera and photos about to kill myself.
In other words, you're taking really quick, really great photos, unlike Matt, who struggled with it.
Well, nobody wanted to tell Matthew that he really should have waited for an overcast day if he was going to go outside and take pictures, but that's a whole nother ball of wax.
It was overcast.
I don't know.
I can't do it either. I'm terrible at taking pictures. So
I'm good at it. I'm a photographer, so.
Oh, well, maybe you should come over then.
Sure. I'm more than happy to.
That's just it. You need to take advantage of the people who do take photos on a regular basis.
I am a professional photographer. That's one of my side hustles.
I didn't tell you the best part, though.
I don't have any money.
I go to this local park, and I'm setting the object in the grass, trying to get like a natural background. And I'm stretched out, and I'm laying on the side, like I'm taking pictures, like on the ground. And then this woman on the pad, she's like, "Are you okay? Do you need help?" I thought I like had a heart attack or something. I was like stretched out on the grass.
I dropped my Lego and I'm gonna die.
He was like ready to call like for help 911 or something.
Hey, Brick Pit, how are you?
Hey, Brick Pit.
Hey.
Sorry, Dana. I completely sidetracked when you had a question, and I just showed
Oh no, it was what I was wondering is what are you building next? That's that's the big question on everybody's mind is what is Martin building next?
Yeah, everything. So
everything and nothing all at the same time.
Yeah, I made a decision. And this is actually all centered around the whole Brick Universe thing. So I was stressing about wanting to bring something. I couldn't bring something. Then I was trying to ship something. I wasn't sure if I was going to get it back. And I had another Brick Universe event. And I had 10 Brick Universe events scheduled for next year, which worked at 50 days going to cons that didn't include anything else. So knowing the level of stress I have with builds that I just pulled from all of them. So I said, I've done 2 years. I'm out. And it feels really good. So I built the friendship like the scratch today, and it's like, but it's the things I'm working on. The Alice, finished the Alice Castle. I've shared a picture of it gray. It's turning beige. I think Matt, maybe Danny, you said it needs to be white. I'm doing it beige, white, and red. And then the main one being Disney Castle, Disneyland Paris Castle. But those are the main ones. I've got Wally on my eyeball. It's like I've got it on my notepad drawn out and been to do a larger Wally. And then I think I want to work on a few things for those. You got the minifigures coming out, right? At some stage we've got the Disney minifigures coming out, CMF ones.
There's supposed to be. There's rumor has it there will be another wave of Disney minifigures. Yeah,
and there's a whole list. So I've got the list, and I'm like, okay, can I be first to market? I might not be now. I've said it out here with some sizable-ish builds, not habitat builds for when they come out. Pop them in. So there's that. What else is there? I mean,
Now I gotta ask the question: do you still have that section in your build room that was on the wall where you would write your to-do list? Does that still exist?
Yeah, I've got a couple of them. Yeah, I'm looking at them right now. I haven't put anything else on there. What do I have? Quench Run 2 got done. A zoo's not happening because Ant Bandit's doing that.
Well, the entire Peach Lug is probably going to do that.
You're all doing the zoo. So good. That's out.
You should join in though.
Yeah, you can join in with us. You can build a section.
It's a collab.
I have. I have got some other things going on. I'm working with Lego Danny Bob on. So if you know Lego Danny Bob,
Yeah.
She and the boys and I and someone else from Atlanta who does a bit of cosplay. We're working on something for Brick World Chicago.
Oh, very cool.
A large build, but it won't be that special. It'll just be big. That's kind of it. So, so I've got a few things in the works here. So, yeah.
And I'm gonna guess that cosplay girl might work at Atlanta Brick Company.
Yeah. So that'd be
it's about time you did something large at a Lego show. I mean, stop sliding with these little.
Well, here I'll let you know what's in my mindset. So, Stefan had his cyberpunk at Virginia, and people were not prepared for him turning up with that. Yeah. No one was prepared, and especially when the lights went out. I wasn't there for the lights went out. I've got goosebumps on me right now because I'm watching him do it, and Simon Lou's involved, and a ton of others are, and they've got the video on. No one was prepared for what he bought. They're doing it at Chicago and making a larger space on it, right? Footprint, larger footprint, not high, not footprint. And they're like, "Hey, you want to get involved?" I said, "Nope." I said, "If you're going to go big, we'll get a couple of collabs on, just to kind of push each other, right? You want apparently at Chicago, Eurobricks has won 7 years in a row, like collab. Well,
oh yeah,
okay, well let's see other people do it.
Yeah, we need to push some boundaries and try and knock the Eurobrick group off their pedestal because they've been doing the collab and walking away with it for way too long. So yeah.
Just for fun.
Well, as Chris says all the time, iron sharpens iron. If you can't push each other, what's the point? So that's how it works.
If we can't beat them the honest way, we need to have the fire alarm go off at 5 a.m. to wake them up. They can't get their stuff together. Whatever it takes, we need to do that.
Well, you see what happened was.
Hey, let me ask you really quick about Stefan's build. I saw it at Brick Fair. Brick Fair doesn't get the room as dark as it gets at Brick World. It doesn't seem like. Is that correct?
No. Well, Brick World was pitch black. Brick Fair, Virginia, he was in the corner where the lights were still on, but what it gave was that dusk look to it. You don't need pitch black, although his works in pitch black. Most don't work in pitch black. But yeah, Stefan learned how to solder to do that. That's next level.
Yeah.
So you can't beat him on lights, but it's like, okay, well, how can you if you want to have an impressive large build, as a collab large build, and it's not to hey, I want to beat. You're like, hey, let me give you something different. Let's push you in a different way to get other people to say, that's good, but look at this. That's so Lego Danny Bob. Well, that's a Star Wars one. And we'd love to throw some cosplay into it and some engagement, like a brick build style engagement around the actual build and make it more of an experience. So that's kind of what we're leaning on too with this Star Wars build, which is different than Stefan's, which is stand around and look around. So
it sounds like you're going to have showgirls in part of this, like a band coming out.
I'm going to be the showgirl, is what it is. I will be the showgirl. That one.
But the fun about Stefan, the first year he brought it to Alabama, which I think was probably 3 years ago. He showed up late on the last day and put it up almost overnight because it wasn't even there. I think when I left the hall, he was just starting to get it put together. And then I'm talking to him the next day and I'm like, I really dig this. This is really cool. And he's like, oh yeah, he was like, I almost didn't come. And he's got a couple little kids and he's like, it's been really busy and I haven't had much sleep. And then just shows up and puts this whole thing together. And he made it sound as though in a fit of last second decision making, he just decided to make this whole thing and put it out there. Now I know there was more planning that went into it, but just his very off the cuff way of describing how it came together was kind of hilarious.
He's a really funny guy when you get to talking to him. And Peter, what's Peter's name? Peter Bradbury in Alabama helped him do that as well, or at least the Alabama show version and everything. So he's a good guy too. Awesome.
You're
Awesome.
right.
Yeah, because it looked different. What he put in Alabama in Virginia looked different than the Alabama one as well. Like there
Everyone
were
else-
buildings I didn't recognize and stuff. So
Well,
Subway
if I'm not
train.
mistaken, it originally was a collab between Peter and
Okay.
him, and
Yeah.
that they had done it for a museum display in Birmingham. So I'm
Okay.
assuming that probably the reason it looked different than the one in Birmingham is because it didn't have Peter's portion with it. Would be my guess.
yeah, okay.
I think he took some of Peter's stuff, but not all of it. But then Simon added in, and a bunch of other folks got on the collab. So it's
When I was in Alabama, I had a couple of those Friends storybook book thingies, and I noticed like he came up to me right away and he bought them all from me, the ones I had. And when I was looking at the Virginia pictures, I noticed one of the walls was using those storybooks folded out as part of the building walls, and I'm like, oh my god, why didn't I think of that? Right? Like, there's a big space taker up, but
And if you were at Brick Fair, Alabama, they let Stefan call the numbers bingo, and I seriously thought he was like 3 sheets to the wind, but I think he was just having a good time.
That is the best way to call bingo, by the way.
I'm glad you brought that up because Todd came up to us and he's like, "Do you want to run the bingo?" We're like, "Where are the prizes?" And Todd Fashion's like, "I don't know." We're like, "Okay, great." And Stefan's like, "I'll do it. You be my runner boy." So I was the runner boy. There were a lot of people that didn't know Stefan, and they knew Brick Fair bingo, and they were not happy. And I'm like, "You have got to understand. This is extremely funny. Every word he's saying and how he's doing it." So yeah, it was brilliant.
It was very funny. He was like, "Oh well, I guess we'll pull out a number." He's like,
No, don't do it that way.
Do you guys not remember me calling bingo dressed in my spaceman costume in Brick Fair, Alabama?
"You should have had 4 beers before, and it would have been fun."
Oh, I had at least 1 or 2. That's for sure. I'm telling you right now. That's all I'm saying. Whatever he was doing, that's exactly how it should be done.
let's just go ahead and acknowledge that Dana with pizza and adult beverages in him became the smoothest guy, the smoothest version of Dana that I've ever been around.
Nice.
So.
That Dana with a couple beers in him became the guy who was like, "Let me tell you."
Yeah, guy, he's an awesome guy. You know.
Tell you about this.
I let my hair down and have a good time. What can I say?
Hey, it is now 11 minutes past. This has been a lot of fun hanging out and everything. Thanks for those who have come by. Some folks, look at all these. Look at all these old. Yes, we're all old. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming by, everybody. This has been a great Messy Monday. We will see you on Thursday. We'll be talking about lighting and stuff. I might even see if Peter could join us. That'd be really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Peter or Stefan could join us. That'd be really cool. I'll reach out to them. Hey, I've got an auction tomorrow night at the Whatnots at 8 or 8:30 or something like that. So look for Zoom there. Property taxes are due. Got to sell some figs. So anyway. Thanks for everybody for being here tonight. Thank you for all our guests. Y'all be awesome and build awesome. Good night, everybody. Like and subscribe and hit the button.